by angels, huge and silent, marble white, rigid winged, one in every corner. Only their vast eyes speak, staring mildly at me under their painful halos, arc-weld white crowns of blank. They say, lie down. They say, forgive, forget, sleep, forget, lie down, drift away into death's dreams, make your final peace. But being dead is nothing peaceful, as they must know. Those god splinter sized liars. It's more like a temporal hematoma, time pooling under the skin of reality like sequestered blood, memory looping inward, turning black, starting to stink. A lidless eye still struggling to close. An intense and burning contempt for everything you have, mixed up tight with an absolute and absolutely justified terror of losing it all. Hello, everyone, and welcome to Public Access, a lovely horror game that is inspired by creepypastas, analog horror, and just some fun nostalgia for the 90s, early 2000s. Content warning ahead. This is a horror game. We will touch on everything that is not against our lines and veils. Right now, our mysteries are involving Lake Monster, Son of Sam meets McGruff the Crime Dog, and tonight we'll be introducing Awful Stalker Monster. So viewer discretion is advised. Uh, Special thanks to Lilabs VT for the awesome starting soon screen she made for me. And shout out to Rachel / Stolen Fires for being my producer and giving me the space and time. That being said, my lovely players, would you please introduce yourselves?
Hi everybody, I'm Ben Ravensdale. I'll be playing Declan Juniper. Yeah, I think that's about where I'll leave it.
I am fixing the desktop icon problem right now, but
I see.
I am Rachel. I am Stolen Fires pretty much everywhere. And yeah, follow me on the Burning Bird app, or I'm over on Blue Sky, or come join the Discord. And I am playing Isabeau, the cold, but she's got a good reason for it, lawyer. So I'm looking forward to seeing what happens to her tonight.
Hi, I'm Steph, she, her. I'm playing Kato Fabiani, and I'll say more about all the stuff that I do and what I'm on later.
And I am your keeper, Aaron. My pronouns are she, they, Faye. You can find me pretty much everywhere as Rickadooloo in some form or another. Shout out to Jane, who they are not feeling well tonight. They may join us at the break potentially, but yeah, we will miss them, but we will soldier on. All right, so that being all taken care of, Ben, would you mind a brief recap, and then I will take over from there.
Absolutely. In the previous episode, a number of things happened, but the kind of most noteworthy thing is the resolution of our first mystery, the house on Escondido Street. And the way that's all sort of wrapped up was the group managed to guide Abigail and Elliot out of the Candyborn board game, but game is, I think, making it sound a little bit too lighthearted for what it really was, using a combination of spectator mode and Reese's Pieces, because Reese's Pieces, as we all know, for 80s kids are magic. And while that happened, Declan had a showdown with a monster known as Jody the Ravenous Sugar Pig, a black licorice dog displacer beast escaped Candyborn along with the children that we rescued. And we ended up telling Casey, the person who approached us to investigate it in the first place, about all of it. And surprisingly, he was copacetic with helping us out and didn't just assume we were all crazy. So that was interesting. But yeah, that was kind of the big thing that happened last session. Obviously, other shenanigans were afoot.
Indeed. And I will add, we kind of left off with an emotional cliffhanger. I'll say I don't recall who said it, but someone asked Elliot and Abigail what happened to their parents, and they had a haunted look on their faces.
That was Declan.
And we cut there. So we will pick up right with the dawn phase. And the first part, you guys get to have rewards now. The rewards available, I will list them now. I am altering one of them though. Bill Hanscom's personal cell phone is not a reward to me. I don't know why you'd ever want a cop's number. Fuck the police. So I will be replacing Bill's personal cell phone number with Abigail. She will be a recurring side character as well, and I will get the details on her if anyone takes her. So your rewards available. Elliot Rappaport becomes a recurring side character. I'm going to also alter this a tad because he will not only be found in 18 Escondido Street because he is not a ghost in the resolution we came to. He is alive and well. He was just stuck in a video game. Same with Abigail. He will be a recurring side character. We will cover what happens where he'll be staying when we get into the day phase, I assume. But he will be a recurring side character and can be a reward. Second one, Casey Wilcox becomes a recurring side character. You get one extra clue on the meddling move when you consult him about matters related to Deep Lake's young people. The replacement. Abigail Rappaport will be a recurring side character. If you consult her about anything regarding photography or videography with the meddling move, you'll get an additional clue. I will put that in Discord later if you need that stuff, or if you got it, you're good. The other three options the last three options are all the same. A memento from the investigation, ask another latchkey what it is, and then add it to your corner of the house.
And we each get to pick one of these, or we pick one as
Indeed. I will also, once you have all picked, Jane will also be getting a reward, or Lottie will, rather. But you, obviously, you are here, so everyone has priority. You may take them in any order you wish.
And go.
Yeah.
Say again?
And go.
Oh.
I think I will take Abigail as a reward.
Abigail?
I think that's
Okay. Sounds good.
And is this something we should be writing on our individual sheets, or only if they're a memento?
So you should I'll know which reward you take, but you should probably make a note for yourself so you know. But yeah, if you take a memento, you will make sure to add it to your corner of the house.
Rachel, do you have a preference for any of the remaining rewards?
I guess maybe Abigail because of my penchant for getting disposable cameras.
I will say Pato already asked for Abigail, but if you guys want to negotiate that, that's fine too. But
Well, I mean, she's just a recurring side character now. It doesn't necessarily mean
right.
that only one of us can access
right.
it. It's just that we all have access to her now.
Yeah. So you still what I've tried to say is you still have a reward to pick. The Kato. Abigail will be around for everyone to use now that she's been selected as a reward. So if no one takes Casey or Elliot, they will not be recurring side characters, or at least not in the sense that they'll be useful to you. I imagine Elliot will still be around no matter what, because his sister is.
And what? I'm sorry. Remind me what the other rewards were.
Sure. So Elliot as a side character, Casey Wilcox is a recurring side character. You can consult with him about matters related to Deep Lake's youngins for an extra clue on meddling moves, or a memento from the investigation. Ask another latchkey what it is and add it to your corner of the house.
I would probably want to go with a memento, although I'm blanking on what a good one would be.
Oh, you asked someone else to define it, so you get to pass the buck. Who would you like to define your memento?
Well, Steph sharked my Abigail, so Steph.
I think this is too great to pass up as an opportunity. I think you get Patience Head's personal cell phone number.
Oh
God.
Okay. So
Oh, that's horrible.
So I'm just gonna say, we've already established that my character is a heavy drinker, and one of her nostalgia triggers are prank phone calls.
Oh.
Nice.
And I think you're still marked by patience, are you not?
I am.
Excellent. This will be fun.
What's her
I
last
sense
name?
big
Head?
drama.
Head,
Yeah.
yeah, patience head. All right, so
Excellent.
Declan, that just leaves you. What would you like?
I'm definitely gonna unlock Casey Wilcox as a recurring character.
All right, Casey Wilcox is now a recurring side character. I will DM Jane right now. Escondido Street. Apologies for this lovely dead air, everyone. I'm sure the tapping of my keyboard is very riveting.
It's fine, I'm sure.
It's great. All right.
We love the clickety clacks.
Oh, yes, everyone congratulate the now married woman, Rachel, if you would.
Oh, thank you.
Happy married.
It was a
Happy
very,
married.
It was a very lovely
All right.
wedding.
It was wonderful. I was there. It was great. I had a lot of fun. I didn't get misgendered a single time. It was wonderful. Not that I expected to, but it's nice to not be misgendered.
It's always a W.
I
yeah,
mean,
it's always a big fucking win.
I was very, very strict with the guest list. I'm like, they can't be trusted, they can't be trusted, they can't be trusted. And they didn't show up because they didn't get an invitation.
Rude, Betty. Very rude. Yes, they let me in. All right, so we have collected rewards. That wraps the house on Escondido Street. So let's move over to Dawn questions.
Oh. Did we get a response?
No, not yet.
Okay. I didn't know
yeah,
if we were waiting for one.
No. I will just note what they take later, and we will
Okie dokie.
incorporate it as needed. That moves to Dawn questions. So first things first, did the latchkeys resolve mystery? That's a big old yes. Everyone can mark an XP.
Yeah.
Let's see. For Kato, signal from the other side, no, because we did not watch tape. Declan, Isabeau, the same, no tape. All right, so let's start with Kato since you're right on the left here. Did you go out of your way to reconnect with Deep Lake?
Yeah. Standing up for Cassandra.
Indeed. Go ahead. And then did you deliver a chilling monologue about something that happened to you in the past? I don't think so, because
No.
I think you held off on. Oh no, never mind. That would have been a happy key anyway. The House on Escondido key is not a sad key. All right, so we will move over to Isabeau. Did you share a good memory from your childhood? You did do the key of the cave dweller, which was literally a happy memory.
Okay. Right, because I couldn't remember sharing the happy memory. I do remember, like, having an intense conversation with Declan about being like the trailer park kid come back home. So I think that should count as vulnerable with someone.
That sounds good to me. Yeah, go ahead and
Okay.
mark 2. Well, 3 total with the did you solve the mystery.
Okay.
Moving over to Declan, were you vulnerable with someone?
I mean, Declan had a conversation or two with Isabeau. I don't know that it would necessarily count as being vulnerable. It was 2 weeks ago, and my old man
Yeah.
brain is failing me regarding the specific contents of those conversations.
Yeah,
I feel like
that's
there might
fair.
have been a little bit of vulnerability, but I don't know if that would count.
I will leave it in your hands whether you want to mark XP for that one in particular. And then, did you cut loose for once? I think that's a big yes. You fought a monster from a fake video game?
Yeah, that's true. Like I was thinking of cutting loose like from the perspective of like he was like, "Oh, let's get pizza and let's play this stupid game and everything like that." And then he cut loose by blowing something up.
Yeah.
So slightly different interpretation, but yeah, I think that would apply.
Yeah, so go ahead and mark XP for that as well.
Okay.
And if anyone would like to change their questions, go ahead and do that now, or keep them, or just change one, etc.
So we get XP for every question that we.
Yes, so you should
Okay.
get one automatically from resolving a mystery, and then I think you got both of yours, good memory from childhood and bone roll, so you should mark 3 total.
Okay. So what happens when we fill the XP track? Do we get one of the listed bonuses?
The advancements, yes, you may take an
Okay.
advance of your choice.
All right. I'm one away from that,
Okay,
and I'm gonna reset my
I
question.
have advanced.
excellent. And you are taking.
They think he's a righteous dude. I took another latchkey move.
I see. Excellent, excellent. Would you go ahead and tell us what that move does, please?
Yeah. Something about you causes the motorheads, dweebs, and wastoids of Deep Lake to trust you. What is it? Once per session, when you do the meddling move in a place occupied by losers and social outcasts, you find an additional clue even on a miss. And I think it's just that like she's always had a reputation in Deep Lake for being just sort of standoffish and unapproachable, which means that other standoffish and unapproachable people tend to approach her.
Well, sounds good to me. Speaking of your latchkey moves, are you going to be defining your clue this session, or would you like me to do so?
I think I can do it.
All right.
I think that let's see. I don't know what mystery this is going to be for yet, but
Okay, that's fine.
I think it is a like aquarium with not necessarily an aquarium. What am I thinking of? A like a biosphere, like one of those jars that people put a bunch of pond water and shit in.
Oh God. I cannot remember the name of it for life of me either.
Yeah, you just grab a bunch of pond water and like vegetation and shit and shove it in a jar and let it sit for like a year and see what happens. One of those.
Yeah. Okay. Sounds good. And speaking of clues, let's take stock of our active mysteries real quick. So currently active, we have the Deep Lake Lurker, which you have 4 clues for, potentially 5, if Kato uses the undefined or the undecided clue. So you have enough to answer the first question: is the Deep Lake Lurker a horrid beast or a transformed Jessica Stowski? And then Dog told me to. You have 4 clues as well, which is enough to answer the first question of Dog told me to, which is who summoned the entity posing as Officer Barker, and was it intentional or accidental? And I have in the nice part about being in the Gauntlet Discord with Jason Cordova, the creator, is you get insight into the game. You can answer a question during any phase. You can also technically resolve them in any phase, even though it says only the night phase in the book currently. That will change later on. So just a quick little update on that. And now, actually, before I introduce the mystery, I'm owed a key, I think, from Kato.
Yeah.
Kato owes us the key of the Cave Dweller, I believe.
We see a young Kato and her mother sitting together on a small, well-used love seat in their small apartment's main room. Across from them is an old coffee table with several stains that have been there since long before Kato's mother brought the table home, currently housing their steaming hot TV dinners. At the far side of the room, facing the love seat, is a dilapidated entertainment center filled with books, newspapers, cassette tapes, and the only thing in the small apartment seems to have been bought new: a Samsung TXJ 1366 CRT color television tuned to an episode of Quantum Leap. Kato is curled up next to her mother, a short woman with light brown hair and green eyes, contentedly listening to her talk about the goings-on in the show, slowly picking away at her microwave chicken.
With that, let's introduce our new mystery. There's been talk about a defunct shortwave radio station that was shut down for promoting shady medical products shortly after you all left Nagoya County. The station, Station 25.5, was bought recently by radio mogul Carlinhos Clement, and although it hasn't been repaired yet, the station has recently begun broadcasting again. Amancio Seward, a 20-year-old man, was recently found dead in his blue 2002 Cadillac Escalade, with the engine still running and idling in the middle of Azure Park, just off Azure Road. The responding police officer, Lisa Cortez, has come to the house on Rodenbecker to ask the latchkeys for their, off the record, assistance. She's heard of your investigations into TV Odyssey and doesn't have anyone else to turn to who will believe her. She explains that when she responded to the call, she was expecting to find some drunk teen passed out behind the wheel, but quickly became unsettled as she approached the vehicle. Mancio had evidently been listening to the radio when he passed on, because she could hear a song playing from the cabin of the Escalade, and it sent shivers down her spine when she heard it. It's been 4 days since then, and Lisa hasn't been able to stop hearing the song from Mancio's car everywhere she goes, and feels like she is being followed. She thinks she saw the radio tuned to station 25.5 and saw a number of the residents of Azure Road gawking at the crash site. Lisa has been put on leave from the police force due to an inability to work without having severe panic attacks because of this, and has asked you to look into the situation for her, since no one on the force will take her seriously or let her anywhere near the scene of the incident or the station itself. In return for your efforts, she says she'll give you an Odyssey tape she found some time back and hasn't had the guts to watch, but only after the case is solved. Who has the highest sensitivity? I think Isabeau and Declan might be tied now, since Isabeau marked the Fathomless well.
Yes, my sensitivity is 0.
I think
As
we'll
is mine.
yes, I think we'll give Declan a break and put this on Isabeau. As you watch Lisa recount her experience, Isabeau, you notice an unnatural blue marking on her. What is it, and how does it mark her as something's prey?
Oh, goodness. Alright, so there's a blue mark on her.
Yes.
I am going to say... have we established... This is going to sound weird. Have we established what she's wearing yet?
Officer uniform. She does not approach in plain clothes.
Okay. So, in that case, I'm going to say she's got her hair tied back in, like, a tight bun. And so, like, at the back of her neck, so where she wouldn't be able to see it, there is an ink spot. Like someone got her from a distance with a squirt gun with blue ink.
I see. I like it. All right, and I think this next one's going to Kato, because I think you're the only one with a music-related thing with the Walkman. So, when you lived in Nagoya County, Kato, you used to listen to Station 25.5 every day. Why do you still have nightmares about the radio station?
There was a block of about an hour that played at, we'll say 3 a.m. because that's,
Witching hour.
yeah. And it was just an hour of static interrupted by screaming.
All right. So, that introduces Station 25.5 mystery. You do have a key associated with this mystery called the Key of the Earworm. Earworm, I can talk. Which we will go over if it gets marked. The question, so, is Station 25.5 from this world or the one beyond? Complexity 2 question. And it will unlock the next question, depending on whether you say it's from this world or the one beyond.
I mean, I would say that the answer is that it should be from the world where the Rappaports disappeared to.
Well, we can cover that when you answer the question.
Well, I'm floating it as an answer to the group.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
Is there some place I can see the write up for this? Because all the other ones are out, and I can't
Yes,
seem
I
to find
will.
this one.
I am
Yeah.
putting it in there right now.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I would say this is a little heart to Steph because Steph wrote this mystery.
Oh, nice.
But I will also post
Very
it in
excited.
our Discord chat as well, if you want to peruse it there.
Oh. Why is that? Give me that.
Okay.
It's a lot of information provided, and I want to make sure that I know what the heck is actually going on.
No worries. And in so a little more housekeeping as far as mystery is concerned, the Deep Lake Lurker was completely neglected last session. So I will not enforce any penalties yet. I will just let you know that if you ignore mysteries, they do have things they do. So just keep that in mind. Dog told me is fine because you did work on that in the day phase, I believe. Yes. And I think that's everything for Dawn. Key prompts, there's no moves that trigger. Yeah. So, day phase. So I'm going to claim a tiny piece of your day phase to deal with Abigail and Elliot, what you're planning to do with them. And then we will fast forward to the next day and you will have the day to yourself to do and investigate as you will. But before we do that, what would everyone like to spend their day phase doing?
Isabeau is intrigued by the radio station,
Okay.
so she's gonna go investigate that.
Yeah.
Probably also needs to, because I assume it's outside of the town limits.
Yes.
Yeah, she's like, I'm gonna go for a drive. Look at the old creepy radio station. Clear my head. Should be good times.
I will also note that I believe everyone is loaded with conditions right now.
Oh yeah.
So you may want to do some nostalgia moves.
I was about to say that I think Kato would like to also look into the radio station, and I think it would be fun to have a nostalgia move on the way to it with Isabeau.
Okay, Declan.
I think after having faced a literal monster, I think Declan's probably going to go face one that's slightly more figurative for him. He's going to head back to the lake.
Okay. Sounds good. All right, so we're going to start with right where we left off then. Declan has just asked the kids what happened to their parents, and you can see them. Abigail, fully dissociative moment. Elliot looks kind of sad and lost for when you ask the question what happened to their parents. Scene is yours.
What was their mom's name? Sherry. Okay, good.
Sherry.
I just had a moment of, I really hope it wasn't Jody.
No, I will let you know that Jody is a reference to the Amityville Horror. That is the demon pig the children in the Amityville Horror saw. Anyways, that was a little Easter egg for me and Drea, really. Oh, I see we have a male violence spent already. Thank you, Betty.
So, I think Declan, kind of seeing how the kids react to his question, is going to trying to think of how he would react to this situation. Because his instinct is make these kids feel better however he can, but at the same time, he's spent a lot of time like quashing that instinct of taking care of kids. And I'm trying to
Fair
decide
enough.
which one's winning out.
Okay. I will say, Casey kind of like clears his throat, like, so what are we gonna do with everything considered? I will note if it was not clear, Elliot and Abigail have not aged since they disappeared.
Mhm.
So yeah, they are children.
I mean, I'm not gonna let them go off into the fucking system. If nothing else, I guess I can stay in my room.
Elliot perks up. Do you have an SNES?
No, but I do have a bunch of shit that I'm gonna need to get out of that room.
Are you planning on sticking around long term there, Kato? Or are you
Is
gonna
that
bring
it?
them with you whenever you leave town when we're done with whatever the hell it is we're doing here?
Wait, did you just call me kiddo? We're like the same age, dude.
I said Kato.
Oh. My bad. I mean,
Also, it has been established the Deccan is the oldest of the Latchkins.
That's true.
Yeah.
It has.
she says, I mean, I don't know. Kind of depends, I guess, on like, do you have like an aunt or something? Like a grandma?
Oh, we have an aunt. She lives just down the street a bit.
So who
Oh.
exactly are we going to bring these kids to that is going to remember them from when they disappeared at this age? What was it? 12 years ago?
10.
10 years ago.
10?
That isn't going to freak out about the fact that they've shown back up and are the exact same age, the exact same kids.
I mean, they're definitely not the exact same kids.
Okay. For all intents and purposes, for an outside observer who doesn't know what the hell just happened here, the exact same kids.
I don't know, but like if there's a relative that lives nearby, then I sort of don't feel comfortable just taking them in when they could just like see me walking around with them and then I could get like I hate pigs, dude. I don't want the cops crawling all around.
I could care less about whether or not cops show up. I'm more worried about what it's going to do to these kids.
That yeah,
So,
I mean that would be bad for them too. They'd again go to the system or something, and I don't fuck with that.
I don't. Declan's going to say this a little quieter. He's going to say, I don't think the system is is going to take them. I think something worse is going to take them.
Well, either way,
So,
I think we're on this like same wavelength here, dude.
yeah, we are. I'm trying to think it through.
I mean,
All right, well, I'll tell you what.
we can go talk to the aunt.
Guys, we're going to have a little sleepover. I think we have a gaming system at the house, right?
You did, so you at least rented one for the ritual at Escondido Street. I don't know if anyone. I mean, it's as far as like if you want to own one, you can. It just won't be in your corner of the house.
Yeah.
Um,
Tell you what, we'll have a sleepover. You can come stay with us. We'll camp out in the living room. We'll play some games, watch some movies, and we'll get some sleep. We'll figure all this out in the morning. Okay.
okay.
Okay. Is there like a late night Walmart?
So town of 5,000. They
So
do not
yes,
have.
because it's a Walmart.
Yeah.
that's
So
that's the kind of demographic they target.
yeah. There is also always the Circle K.
Yeah,
I don't know
like
if the Circle
gas
K is
stations.
gonna. They might sell like T-shirts, but I don't think they're gonna sell like clothes.
Clothes. Yeah.
Yeah.
Fair.
That's kind of what I'm thinking, is getting these kids a change of clothes, because I can't imagine what they're wearing is.
Area appropriate for one thing.
So yeah, do that. Get them some actual food. Um, like some extra blankets and pillows, so they can crash out in the living room. Declan will probably sleep in the living room with them,
Okay.
along with whoever else wants to. Casey, you gonna join us?
Oh hell yeah, I'd love to. I mean, I haven't seen Elliot in a decade. I'd love to stay over.
Awesome. So in that case, yeah, Declan's going to fall into the role of like the responsible older brother, and make sure that they've got what they need for the night: toothbrushes, toothpaste, a couple of stuffed animals, whatever I think they'll like that's available at whatever store is open this late.
Yeah. No, I think
So, yeah.
I think Elliot turns to Casey and it's like, I'm gonna kick the shit out of you with Zangief tonight. And I think you see the terror that can only be expressed by someone who's gotten their ass whooped by someone in a fighting game over and over for years go across Casey's face. All right, and then we'll do a little time jump to the next day. All right, so Kato and Isavo, you will be going to check out the radio station.
Mhm.
And Declan, forgive me, I forgot what you were planning to do. Oh, Deep Lake. Yes.
A nostalgia move if possible, but that I'm not quite sure if that works for going to the site of an investigation at the same time.
So if you want to sneak in a nostalgia move, it will have to be before Kato and Isabo take off. Because you do need them. I realize we're kind of at a disadvantage here because we're down a player. But you do need another latchkey
Okay.
to do the nostalgia move.
We could maybe run the move over breakfast.
Yeah, if you want to do a try, a try nostalgia move is technically not how it's written, but I'm fine with it.
I mean, I also only have 2 conditions. I don't know how many the other 2 have, so I can.
Let me see. Let's see. Kato's full up, and so is Isabo.
Okay.
Yeah.
Then technically, Declan can just go off and do his thing and leave the 2 of them to do their thing.
Okay.
Well, but you also have 2 conditions, which is not nothing.
Yeah.
I don't know the rules. I'm willing to follow your lead.
Yeah. Yeah. Like I said, if you all want to do a quick nostalgia move, that's totally fine. Managing your conditions are a good thing because if you hit 3 conditions and get another condition, you have to turn a key.
Yeah.
And keys are kind of your hit points. So yeah, if you all want to do a quick breakfast scene, yeah, we'll fast forward to the morning. I think probably before everyone else wakes up, unless you want to say otherwise, I think probably Elliot, Abigail, and Casey are awake and just doing. I mean, Casey is not a kid, but is fully behaving like a kid now that his friend is back. He has regressed a bit. So whoever would like to wake up in whatever order, feel free.
I feel like Isabel would wake up fairly early in the morning.
Declan's sleeping in the living room with the kids, so probably wakes up early.
Yeah, you were probably awoken by the sounds of Street Fighter on the TV in the living room.
I think that Kato's also probably in the living room.
Okay.
So probably gets up around the same time, if not a little bit later than Declan, because she, lived with a industrial metal singer for a while, so she can sleep through some stuff.
Fair enough. All right, so you all congregate. The kids kind of keep doing their thing. They don't need to worry about making breakfast. They're kids.
But I am going to make sure they eat breakfast, which means turning off Street Fighter for a little while. I'm going to put on reruns of The Joy of Painting. Something to calm them down a little bit while they eat breakfast.
I think Elliot is, this is bullshit. I want to keep playing Street Fighter, but still
After
does
you've
it.
eaten. Yeah.
Still goes with it.
It's the first real meal you've had in a while, so let's appreciate it a little, shall we?
You'd think you'd get sick of candy, but I never did.
Honestly, neither have I.
I think Kato rolls off the couch, like a little thud, like literally rolls off in her sleep and goes, "Oh, shit."
You just
Good
like me
morning.
for real, for real.
Is someone cooking? I smell food.
I mean, if you consider toast and Pop Tarts cooking, yes.
Fuck yeah, I do, bro. What's on the TV right now? What is this? Who is
Bob
is this?
Ross.
Bob Ross?
Yeah, of course.
Oh.
it's
Here
Bob
we
Ross.
have a happy little tree.
Uh,
That's the most Bob Ross you're getting out of me, okay?
every Ponderosa that I've seen has not been happy nor little. At least recently.
All right.
How's everyone?
Surviving.
Is it weird if I say I feel better this morning?
No, that's typically how sleep works.
I'm not talking about getting sleep. I'm talking about everything else.
Oh.
Like on the one hand, like we confirmed that some weird shit is going on, which is something that we all kind of suspected or knew, but like we knew it in the same way that we know that aliens exist, right? Because just mathematically, statistically speaking, it's like an inevitability. And what that means is aliens is, sorry, that's a side topic. What I mean is, now we know.
Well, speak
And,
for
like-
yourself, dude. When I was like 13, I don't know, actually it's probably more like 15. I had this like big old fucking it was like a finger kind of, but like one big long finger joint thing, kind of like pokey, like a single digit. It was a deep maroon, came like chitin, like this weird fun thing I saw in a dream once, and then it was like there. So I don't know. I've been new.
Okay, then you knew. Great, good for you. I didn't. Now it's been confirmed. So, I feel better about that.
Yeah, that's good. Isabel?
Oh, we're asking my opinion now.
Well, yeah, that's
I
typically how
wasn't,
conversation works.
I wasn't gonna say anything. I'm just gonna say there's a rational explanation for everything.
Yeah, man. I mean, I'm pretty sure that it's pretty rational if you see it. It's like, kind of, if it's real, then it's rational. So,
Look, look.
I don't necessarily know that I agree with that conclusion.
You know, all right. Here's what I'm gonna say, Declan. You have a point. There are, in fact, billions of star systems out there. The idea that this is the only one that grew sentient life, reasonable.
Or any
Reasonable to
life.
assume. Reasonable to assume that there is life out there somewhere on other worlds. But they would visit us? This little Nowheresville in New Mexico and fuck with us?
I didn't say that aliens had visited us. I just said, it's like knowing aliens exist. But then like getting confirmation and those are two different things. That's all I
I
was
mean,
saying.
I also know that Reagan's president, but I've never met him.
I mean,
Wait, no, Bush. I'm sorry, it's Bush who's president right now.
there's
Hell for
also,
it.
Roswell, but whatever.
Okay, that was a weather
Okay,
balloon. That was a weather
the aliens
balloon.
the aliens thing was an example. It wasn't meant to be like the primary focus of the conversation.
Okay,
Let's
so
just let the aliens go.
we're gonna move on and we're all gonna be happy.
Yeah, that
So,
sounds like a
so
good idea.
I
while this
love
is
being
going on,
happy.
I assume there's a kids table, and you might overhear them like they're whispering together. Like, did they not see the Jody? Did they not see Jody? Like they're talking about aliens and like munching on Pop Tarts in between. They're whispering with each other while they're just kind of watching you three discuss whether aliens are real.
Kato just over
Continue.
her shoulder says, "That's what I'm fucking saying, man."
I'm not arguing that Jody didn't exist or that Jody wasn't real. My point is very much that Jody does exist and was real, and that's some weird shit, and it's confirmation that there's weird shit going on. I would,
Oh.
you know what? I gotta go. Declan's just gonna get up and get his keys. He's just gonna leave.
You did turn on the joy of painting, so this will count as a nostalgia move for Declan. So you may clear a condition and
Well, it counts for all of us. It's
yes.
yeah, one of them just one of our vices. I've got
Our
between on the
vices?
brain. I've got the
Yes.
between on the brain. I was running a game on
I guess
Tuesday.
you could call the joy
Oh.
of painting a vice in some capacities. Sure.
That's true. That's true. So, yeah, you may all clear a condition of your choice. Let me take a peek because some of these might not be. Let's see. Kato, you can probably clear frantic. I think would be okay.
Yeah, that's what I
tracks.
was aiming at.
So for Isabeau, I imagine it will take a while for her eyebrows to grow back, but with some Neosporin and band-aids, like the cut on her face is healed.
Yeah. Head wounds bleed real bad, but they heal real quick. Take it from this bitch who gets head wounds all the time.
That's not healthy, Aaron.
It's not my fault. I am just accident prone. And I think Declan probably impaled hand. I think it's been it's probably healed enough to the point where it's not an impediment anymore. Impediment.
Yep.
Yes, there we go. That's the word I wanted. So yeah, you can clear that.
Alrighty.
All right. God damn it, Treya. Anyways, so let's go ahead and split the party. The Elliot and Abigail and Casey. Well, Casey will probably be a de facto babysitter while you're gone, or we can say Lottie is babysitting. But they will be at the house on Rodenbecker. Safe. So I think, let's have like Declan stormed off. Let's have the camera follow Declan. So you're headed to, Deep Lake, or sorry, yes, you're headed to the Deep Lake.
Yes, correct.
So I know you've just cleared a condition, and I deeply apologize for this, but you are alone now. So I need you to go ahead and take the condition feeling blue. So as you're driving to Deep Lake, a song starts to play on the radio and just continues to repeat the entire way there.
Declan
I don't know
probably
what song
doesn't
it's
catch.
supposed to be. I don't know what song it's supposed to be. When I was reading this mystery, Blue Moon just got stuck in my head over and over. So we're gonna say it's Blue Moon.
Oh.
Blue Moon.
I was gonna say it's I'm Blue.
The Eiffel 60. That's worse.
Yes.
That's so much worse. Yeah, it's just Eiffel 65 for eternity now.
I think it's also era appropriate.
Yeah, let's do
Yes.
that. Yeah, 100%. It's Eiffel 65 blue.
Yeah, released 1998. So yeah.
Great. So yes, take the condition feeling blue, please.
Okay. He probably doesn't recognize that the song is repeating at first, and then like when he does, he like idly like changes the channel and like, you know, probably after like the 7th repetition, he finally is like, okay, what the hell, and just turns the radio off.
And I will say, as you park at Deep Lake, you'll look in the mirror, and the ink blot that was on the officer is now on you. Scene is yours. Blame Steph, not me.
We said it was like kind of on the back of the neck, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, like he kind of scrubs at it. And despite having just talked about like we got confirmation that weird shit is going on, he's gonna be like, I must have like slept on a pen or something on like it was like in the couch or something.
I think unsurprisingly, as you rub it, it is not going anywhere or leaving any sort of stain on your fingers like ink would do.
Uh, okay, well, all right. One problem at a time, I suppose. Um, yeah, I mean, I'm gonna go out and I'm gonna walk the lake a little bit because I think last time I was here, I just went to the boathouse and the dock. Um,
Yes, and you and Kato had a little moment and met. Let's see, you met Daniel Kwan and Joey King, the lifeguard. Um, and yeah, jumped into the pier and found the weird shit at the bottom of the lake. The three little pillars with symbols carved on them. So you're just taking a walk around the lake?
yeah, trying to get a better sense of like any areas where like especially like kids would go because they're like, oh, this is kind of like hidden from like our parents and stuff like that. Um, you know, yeah, kind of looking at something like that.
Okay. Go ahead and give me medley move with reason, please.
All right. I think that's reasonably okay. That's no advantage or disadvantage. Reason. That's fine. Yeah. Okay. I'll take that.
All right. So, let's see. All right. So here's what'll happen. You're kind of facing the lake, kind of keeping an eye on everyone, and you almost trip over. This is not natural by any means. It's a set of stones and sticks kind of formed into a weird pattern that you've never seen before. It's partially submerged by like the not the tide, this is a lake, but as the water kind of laps in from the waves, it is partially covered. But it's very clearly a ritual circle on the far edge of this lake. And as you kind of almost stumble onto that, you hear a voice from behind you. You don't want to be messing with things like that around this lake. What do you do?
I'm going to kind of take a wide step to the side of the ritual circle so I'm not disturbing it, and then kind of turn around to see who it is that's talking.
Looks like so his face looks like probably early 50s. His hair has gone completely stark white though, and he's wearing a baseball cap with a embroidered sturgeon on it, dressed in kind of blue collarish clothes. He's like, I don't recognize you. What are you doing around here?
I don't recognize you, and I've lived here my entire life, so what are you doing around here?
My name's Harvey Stowski.
Is that name familiar to me at all?
You know that is the missing girl's father.
Thank you. Name's Declan.
Wait, her name's Harvey?
No, her father's name is Harvey. Jessica
Okay.
is the missing girl. So that would be really hilarious, but
Crossed wires.
it's okay.
Carry on.
Gotcha. You're Jessica's dad, right?
That's right.
What was the name of the young lady that came and asked us?
That is Emily Beaumont.
Thank you. I was looking. Oh, there it is, down at the end. Yeah, Emily. I ran into Emily recently, and she was, just kind of reminiscing about Jessica. Made me curious, so I figured I'd come out here and poke around a little.
I see. You want answers too, then, huh? That's all I want. I want to
Yeah.
know who let my little girl go swimming out by herself. Want to know who wasn't watching her. Want to know what happened to her.
Why weren't
Want
you
some
watching
fucking
her?
answers. And he kicks like he kicks in the direction of the ritual circle, but it's like at the last minute his foot goes to the side of it. It kicks like the sand in the air.
Why weren't you watching her?
It's camp. That's where we send kids to. So we can have a break. You'd understand if you were a parent.
I was a parent, actually. More or less. Oldest of four, you know how it is.
Uh-huh.
Anyway. So what are you doing out here?
I told you, looking for answers.
I mean, you've had 10 years to look for answers.
And I still have none.
Why are you here right now? Like, why this spot of the lake this morning?
I just got done arguing with. One sec, let me look up the name of the guy who owns it now. Just got done arguing with the so-called owner, Billy. Nothing new. I thought I'd take another walk of the perimeter to see if I could find anything.
I'm gonna look down at the ritual circle and I'm gonna say, I mean, you said I shouldn't be messing with this. What is it?
I don't know, but I've lived here long enough to know you don't meddle in things like that. And he'll gesture with his head to the circle.
I mean, I've lived here long enough to know that if you don't meddle, you don't find answers. So, fuck it, right? I'm gonna like squat down and I'm gonna start like studying this thing and
Are you going to go into the water to investigate it?
not yet. If I can stand at the edge of the water to kind of get a better look at it, that's what I'll
Yep.
start off
You,
with.
you absolutely can.
Because
Yeah.
Declan definitely has a I don't want to get into the water unless I absolutely fucking have to. Like,
Fair.
So-
That might your caution might be well advised. So I will say, as you kind of look closer at it, the symbols they're not the same ones that you that were found when Kato did a cannonball off the pier. They are like you're not a linguist, but in your layman knowledge, you're fairly certain they're similar in context. They're similar.
Is there a map of where all the various kids that have gone missing were last seen, like on the lake?
I would imagine so. I imagine it's probably public. They're probably like it's so far removed at this point. It's probably public record. It's probably not something you would they hand out at here.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
it is something you could absolutely get your hands on. Yeah, I would say it's probably.
Or at the very least, like if I could get a map and then look at like when they announce like, hey, we're doing a search party. We're starting here because this is where they were last seen, and we're working our way out. Like, and if possible, I'd like to get a map and see if these two weird things correspond with where like people went missing.
Okay. I like it. I think we're going to cut away from Declan for the moment over to Isabeau and Kato, heading on their little road trip to Station 25.5.
I think that as we are like getting ready to head out, Kato says to you, Hey, do you want to do something fun with me real quick?
Uh, I'm straight, but what did you have in mind?
Okay, well, that's a pretty bold assumption, first of all.
That
Um,
was a very leading question.
no, the assumption
Says
that
the
I would
lawyer.
want you. That's the assumption that
That's
I'm
how
talking
I
about.
know that it's a leading question.
I don't.
No,
I don't
sorry,
want.
I was answering Ben.
Oh. Anyways, that beside, you know that fucking freak, Benjamin, whatever, what's his nuts, was freaking, creeping on Cassandra. He's kind of been like, uh, I don't know, like sending me messages on the forum, and I'm kind of fucking sick of it. Do you want to go and tell his mom what he's been up to with me?
Oh. Oh, yeah, I can totally do that for you. That'd be great. What's his mom's address?
I mean, I imagine it's probably his since he's a fucking loser. So,
That is correct. He does live at home.
uh, I did find it in the phone book. So, if you want to just head over to, I don't know, street name McRoad East.
Yeah, give me an hour, okay?
Hell yeah.
And so I assume this is before we leave.
Yeah.
Alright. So, Isabeau is going to make use of some of the stuff she has in her corner of the house. In specific, she has a stack of just loose work papers and legal drafts of briefs. So she's going to type up a cease and desist. It's going to look like a restraining order. It is not going to claim to be a restraining order, but like she's going to make it look as like legal and intimidating as possible.
Okay. I won't make you roll for the creation of it because I assume Isabel is skilled enough to make a fake one. The day move will come in when you deliver said
Okay.
cease and desist.
Okay, so it pretty much will be a cease and desist because that's a pretty informal thing. It's not going to claim to have the weight of law behind it, but
Yeah.
like a lot of like you're at risk for violating this statute, this other one, and the other one. The consequences of which are 1,000 years in prison or whatever. You know, just make it sound.
Yeah.
It's going to be accurate, but it's going to be scary.
Sounds good.
And when Isabeau's
Yeah.
done, she'll print it off and then show it to Kato to make sure that they approve. That she approves. Sorry.
Hell yeah, dude. This looks fucking horrifying. I would actually start crying if someone handed me this.
Excellent. So put it
Ooh.
in like the nice little official blue folder. And do you want to come with me as I deliver it, or do you think you should just
Yeah,
not be
yeah,
seen? Okay.
yeah.
All right.
Oh yeah.
Let's
Uh,
go.
Right.
I have an old Walkman. Do you want to? Do you have like a cassette player in your car? Do you want to like ride together and jam out to Johnny Cash?
I love the Man in Black. Sure.
Fuck yes, dude. Fuck yeah.
So yeah, we'll have a grand old time driving over, blasting, well, probably Burning Ring of Fire. That seems appropriate for the situation.
But I think as you're headed over, Isabeau, you kind of are just glancing out your window and you see a far too tall figure by like a bus stop. Just a looming shadowy figure. And when you glance back again, it's gone. You have this distinct impression that maybe you haven't encountered them before, but maybe you've spoken to them recently.
Yeah, so I figure Isabeau's driving, and so she only can spare a glance for the guy at the bus stop. But we'll ask, like, she'll turn down the music, then ask Kato, like, is that guy familiar to you? Like, trying to, like, get a good look at him in the rearview mirror.
Kato, when you look, there is nothing there.
Yeah, that's my friend, the Invisible Man.
No, he's. Oh, fuck.
Did you?
No, for a minute I thought I recognized someone at the bus stop.
Oh.
Right, and then you arrive at Benjamin Williams slash his mom's house, or his mom's apartment rather, because I believe we determined it's an apartment building.
Yeah, so, she'll ask Kato, so what's his mom's name?
I think it's Janice?
Indeed, it is.
Alright, so, she's got her Murphy Brown blazer on. Gonna walk very confidently up the steps. Wham, wham, wham.
Otto has a shit-eating grin on the whole time, standing behind her, just smoking.
You buzz and you hear, sounds like a 3-pack a day voice. Hello?
Is this the Chanis residence?
I'm she.
Yes, my name is Miss Isabeau Sanders. I have a special delivery for you or your son. It says specifically for your son here.
Oh, the little shit's not home. I'll be right down. A few moments pass, and then, woman in has curlers in her hair, lit cigarette, bathrobe. You know exactly who this person is. You've seen this person in sitcoms.
Alright, and so I'm just gonna do the very confident, very flamboyant, this is for you, hoping that she'll just automatically take it.
She'll look from you to Kato back to you, take it from you, and kind of parse it over. The hell is this?
Well, I'm not gonna say that you've been served, because technically and legally you haven't been. However, I think you, and more importantly your son, should know that that will be the next step in this process if your son does not refrain from harassing my associate, Ms. Fabiani.
She gives a peace sign with her lit cigarette.
So I will call for the day move now. I think presence are like this feels more like composure. You're not charming her.
Okay.
This feels more like composure.
Mild success.
All right. All right, I'll let him know, but you know how kids are these days.
Oh, sure, but this is his primary residence?
Whenever he comes home, yeah.
Alright, well, and I assume you're the homeowner.
I rent, but yeah.
Alright, well, just so you know, your son is bordering on illegal activity, and if it happens on this premises, the homeowner will be liable for that, and I'm pretty sure your landlord won't want to get sucked into a legal dispute of this nature with his tenants. So, maybe have a talk with him. Drive home the severity of the situation.
So you're like she's looking at you like she's listening, but you get the distinct impression there's gears turning in her brain as she looks at you. Oh wait, I recognize you. Patience told me all about you. You were the one that's looking at that house on Escondido Street, aren't you?
Yeah, I've really thought about investing in real estate in Deep Lake. It's a real good community, good schools, the sort of place that parents would pay a little extra money to buy. And you know what? Now that you've brought it up, she's gonna rap on the door jamb a couple times. This house in particular has got really good bones. Do you know if your landlord's looking to sell?
You can ask him, but I have no clue.
Yeah, maybe I should set up a meeting with him. Do you know if he owns any other properties in the city?
He'll lean in and be like, "Listen, sweetie, patience smelled it on you, and I smell it on you too. Trailer trash knows trailer trash. I'll let my kid know." So she'll fold it up and then go back inside unless you're gonna stop her.
I think that Kato is going to step and like kind of tap Rachel's shoulder and sort of move past her and grab the lady's arm and be like, "Hey, tell your fucking dirtbag to leave me alone. Because if not, I'm coming back here. And I'm not coming back here for him. All right?"
So I guess we can do this the white collar way or the blue collar way. It's your choice.
Give him the fucking cease and desist.
Oh no, she has it.
Oh no, I meant she should give it to him. Because I know you're gonna just fucking throw it out.
Oh, don't worry, I'm gonna give it to that little shit.
Good.
You have a nice day, you too.
Yeah.
You too, man.
So weird nostalgia move, but I will say the ride over at least counts if you both like to clear another condition. I also forgot the second part of nostalgia move earlier for Declan. One of you can define a clue.
I believe it's who one of us gets to, right? Because
Yes. So the one who so for the earlier Declan move, either Isaba or Kato can define that clue. This moment, I believe Isaba will have to define the clue because Kato was the one initiating with the Walkman.
Yeah. And I am going to clear mark by Benjamin.
Great. Isabo, you can clear anything except Patience Head, I think,
All right.
in this moment.
I'm gonna clear eyebrowless because so she goes back to the car, like in the rearview mirror, she's like fixing her eyebrows with her eyebrow pencil and like finally gets it right as she has just this rant in front of Kato of just like she calls me trailer trash. Yeah, well, this trailer trash went to a fucking Ivy League school, and I worked for White Shoe Law Firm for 5 goddamn years. Yeah, and maybe I had a nervous breakdown, but that's fine. That's why I'm here. So I'm going to buy her condo. I'm going to buy her condo. No, I can't buy her condo and evict her. That's going too far. That is going too far.
You could evict her kid, though.
I could buy the house and change the terms of the lease. I could. Am I that spiteful? I don't know. It's tempting.
So we will cut back to Declan now. So Declan, I assume you're probably going to. Are you planning to leave Deep Lake to kind of do this like collation of like missing people and the 2 clues you found in specific to the lake, or are you going to do it at Deep Lake?
I mean, I imagine that
You can get a map of the area there, of course.
Yeah. I imagine Harvey would probably have a pretty good idea as to where all the different like disappearances.
Okay, so you're going to work with Harvey on this. Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
He's looking for answers. I'm looking for answers. I'm gonna enlist him.
so yeah, he'll kind of eye you up and be like, "You really want to help?"
Is anybody else offering to help you right now?
Not for the past X years, because Aaron forgets how long she's been missing.
Then
11 years. Holy shit.
then, I mean, are you really in a position to be questioning that I'm offering help? Let's just do this.
All right. You can give me another meddling move, Declan. as you work with Harvey. We'll say, yeah, we'll say reason again. Yeah,
Okay.
this is very logical in nature. Part of me wanted to say sensitivity because you're dealing with ritual sites, but it's still more reason, I think.
One of these days, I have to get a legitimately decent roll.
Hey, there you
Hey.
called it. There you go.
All right.
So you and Harvey are I think I might make up a plea for this, depending on what's available to me. Oh, never mind. The map itself will be your clue. So Harvey and you are going together, kind of pooling knowledge. Harvey knows where all the kids went missing. Harvey knows Jessica's last location. You've got this weird shit that's underwater, this new ritual site you stumbled on, and you are kind of just drawing this map. And for some reason, you just get the gumption to just start drawing lines between the points. And it feels random, but as the shit kind of plays out, it's not random. So your clue is a map of the Deep Lake Nature Reserve they're not, we'll say it forms a pentagram centering on the lake.
Was Jessica the first one that went missing?
She was the last one.
Okay, that's right. Who was the first one that went missing?
Ooh, let me check notes here. I'll just do them in the order they're listed. So Johnny Green Jr. was the first one to go missing. Then Carlos Sanchez, then Elizabeth Lizzie Lewis, and then Jessica.
And we established that my younger brother also did.
Yes.
Okay.
Actually, we'll replace one of those names with your brother then. So,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay.
Harvey kind of sees what you're doing and stares at it and kind of just like, I knew there was something wrong about this lake. Maybe now they'll shut this hellhole down. I think Declan, you know in your gut, there's no way they're gonna shut this down because you drew a pentagram on a map.
Yeah. I mean, is that really the end goal here?
Whatever's out there, it's been killing kids.
Yeah, so we get rid of it. Shutting the place down doesn't do any good. Kids are still going to come out here and swim. People.
What are you gonna do? You gonna dive out there, son?
I don't know. Maybe. Whatever you've been doing for the last 11 years hasn't worked. Let's be a little bit more proactive.
All right. Well, whatever you're planning to do, you just and he'll pull out a little piece of paper and write down a number. This dude does not have a cell phone. It is a landline.
All right.
You call me up if you need help. I'll be here in a second. It means stopping anything from like this happening again, or you find out what happens to my daughter. Either way.
All right. Great. I'll be in touch.
And so, Declan, as you're kind of you've gotten a lot from this area, you're walking away, and you just kind of out of your peripheral, you see this hand kind of rise up from the lake, and then quickly goes back down. And you look to see ripples or anything like that, and there's nothing.
Is anybody around?
Harvey's kind of walking off. There's still like the campers and such.
How far out was it? Like,
Dead center of the lake.
okay. Okay.
Yep. After that weird moment, we'll cut back to Isabeau and Kato. So you have successfully threatened a cigarette mon. Uh, and
Yeah.
are you headed to? Is there something else you want to do? Are you headed to station 25.5 now?
Oh, absolutely angry driving to the station.
So as you're headed to station 25.5, you've got whatever station. I assume not that station, unless you want that to be the station on.
I am happy to continue playing Kato's Johnny Cash tape until we get within visual, within eye line of the station.
Perfect. So, in fact, as you get in visual sight of the station, uh, the track skips, and I don't know if this song is 2004 era or not. If you're familiar with the tune "Don't You Want Me, Baby? Don't You Want Me? Oh," that starts playing over the radio, uh, and you recognize the voice instantly, Isabeau. It's Lottie's brother's voice, your old paramour. And then after
What?
a few lyrics, it cuts back to Johnny Cash as you park in front of the station.
Released in 1981, for the record.
Excellent. I couldn't remember what era it's from. I assumed it was 80s.
That
Well,
was,
that's fucking weird.
yeah, that was.
I don't know who the
That-
fuck that guy. Who?
Did
Is this-
not sound like Boy George.
No, I think that the thrift store I got this from must have had, like, I don't know, maybe whoever put it there recorded over it or something.
Yeah, that is probably exactly what happened. Says Isabel, clearly not believing herself at all. Yeah, no, let's go check this place out.
Ah.
So Isabel will make sure that she has her disposable camera, like always, and a flashlight.
So, are you? I'll just say, as you park and get out of the car, you do see an individual in front of the station. He is wearing a finely pressed three-piece suit, blue Ray-Ban sunglasses, and has a Bluetooth piece in his ear. Has the phone in his hand still, because people, I don't, these fucking people.
Ooh, Bluetooth fancy.
Yeah, very fancy. So has the phone in his hand, but very obviously a Bluetooth in his ear. And it's just, you can see him emoting physically. And as you get out of the car, it's like, no, you need to listen to me right now. Okay? Do not call me on, we'll say it's Saturday ever again. All right? If it happens again, fuck you. You're done. All right? Even if it's an emergency. All right. Bye. He turns to you two. Can I fucking help you?
Problem with an intern?
Always.
It's too bad. We're just here to check the old place out.
Oh, I don't recall sending an invite to you. Who are you?
So she's gonna stick her hand out. Isabel Sanders. Currently interested in, a couple investment properties in Deep Lake.
Ah, well, closes Motorola Razor and pockets it. It's a blue Motorola Razor. Yeah, well, I'm not looking for investors. I'm good.
So do you own this place?
I do. I'm Carlene Host, Clement, the owner.
What was that name?
Carlene Host.
Carlene Hose. Okay.
It's if you want to say it white, you'd say it Carlin Hose.
I'm
That's
just
how
adding
it's
that to
spelled.
my sheet.
Excellent, yeah.
Well, it looks like you're not taking very good care of the place.
Yeah, I haven't fixed it up yet, but it works. I mean, tune your radio. You can hear it right now.
Yeah,
I mean,
I heard
yeah.
a little bit. That was not Boy George. And so she's gonna, like, give a very critical once over, like, essentially the I'm checking you out look only to the building. And then
Mm-hmm.
she will say, "Are you sure you're not looking for investors?"
Give me. Let's look. Let's day move. Let's day move this. Actually, you know what?
Okay.
Yeah, I'll be generous and call this a meddling. You're definitely meddling, so we'll call it the meddling move with presence, 100%.
Awesome. 8. Mild success.
Okay. Take a peek here. All right, I like this. So, he kind of looks you over and he's like, "How much money we talking here?" And you're not looking at him, you're looking past, and kind of plastered like that sort of peeling off flyer is a promo flyer for someone, and it's a portrait of this unsettling large doctor with blue scrubs and a blue mask and a smile that goes past the mask,
Oh, creepy.
uh, called Dr. Cerulean. No other details.
Uh,
And he's like, "How much money we talking?" That's your clue.
okay. Substantial. I'm still trying to figure out what sort of property would be best to invest in Deep Lake, and of course, I'd need to look at your P&L sheets before I could give a firm answer. But let's say we're working with New York money, Chicago money.
All right. I imagine if you're thinking about investing, you want to see the inside. Well, he kind of he has like his palm's not fully extended. He's just looking at it. It's like, it's weird. Even in this desert heat, my hands feeling a little chilly.
Does he drop anything?
No, he wants you to bribe him.
Oh, okay. Uh, so she'll go through her wallet, take out whatever bills she has. It's 2004, everybody carries cash.
Correct.
Um, just take out a couple 20s. Just be like, here's your tip. Give us a tour.
I ain't no tour guide. This is a self-guided one. So he walks over the door, pops it open, and lets you into station 25.5.
Alright, I'll nod for Kato to come with me.
He'll give this like really clearly forced smile to Carlinos and go, and then walk in.
Yeah, nice meeting you, kid. And then immediately gets back on another call and starts yelling at someone else. You walk into station 25.5. This station is slowly being reclaimed by nature. There are cigarette butts all over the asphalt as you come in. There is a neon blue sign that's sort of like the letters are flickering in and out. It's random which ones are functional. And then you step inside to a. It's been given a not a proper clean. It's been given a I need to walk in this building clean. So now that we have come here, let's paint the scene, shall we? Sorry, old posters and flyers for unknown upcoming musical artists are still stuck to the walls, desperately holding on against the elements. Which of these artists did you used to listen to when you lived in Nagoya County?
Oh, God. So we can each answer this?
Yeah, everyone answers paint the scene.
Alright.
There's
I'm
a.
gonna.
Oh,
So I think Isabeau's ex, Lottie's brother, was probably in like a Metallica cover band.
Oh Lord,
or
the
like
worst.
some sort of like, yeah, it was a garage band. And you know, clearly the only radio play they ever got was at the local station. But they did do their best to promote these hometown kids.
All right.
Which is probably why Isabel was not super freaked out over, like, I didn't know he covered that song.
Yeah.
There is a poster for a grunge band that just has a guy that has like a head of hair. It's unclear of whether it's a wig or not, but the hair is just incredibly long. It goes down past his shoulders and it covers his face, and it says "Big Papa's Sloppy Jalopy."
I love
I
it.
I love and hate that.
All right. What? Sorry. Can you repeat the question exactly?
Sure.
I can't find it in the notes. So.
So it is old posters and flyers for unknown upcoming musical artists are still stuck to the walls. Which of these artists did you used to listen to when you lived in Dagoya County?
Um. I think it's gotta be the man, the myth, the legend, Weird Al Yankovic.
Wonderful.
Oh, whoa. They have fucking. I guess, yeah. I did hear them first on this radio station, huh? Look at this. This fucking gross ass poster over here. Papa's Sloppy Jalopy.
Oh,
I used to listen.
God.
I know, right? I used to listen to them all the time when I was a kid.
How did we ever think that was good music?
Oh, I didn't. Let me be clear. I was under no illusion that it was good music. I just listened to it.
Alright then.
Just a quick FYI. Apparently, when I said Weird Al, apparently Drea said that they couldn't hear it. So
Oh,
not sure. Not sure why. Maybe just one time thing, but just a little heads up.
Yeah.
okay.
Might have been this weird audio hookup. Twitch is not the most reliable thing on the planet. Kato, Izubu, we'll focus on Kato, I think, because Kato hasn't had a move yet. Kato, how are you investigating Station 25.5?
I think that a lot of it is uh, like looking around for like Lisa said that there was a song that played at Blue Moon, and so I think she's gonna try and find what is playing that song, if anything.
Okay. We'll call it Badly Move with Reason.
Okay. Oh,
Nice.
Well done. Well done. So you're kind of making your way through the building and end up in the actual studio section where they have all the tapes, the decks, and all that fun stuff. And you're like, it's clear that like they've dusted but not cleaned up. There's still discarded bullshit all over the place. And you do see not fully thrown to the side, but like it looks like it was ejected from the tape deck and is kind of sitting broken on top of all of the word Aaron forgets for the tech they use to run radio. Um, it is a broken cassette tape, and it is just titled "The Blue Song."
Hey, I found this broken cassette tape in here. You want to come check it out?
Yeah, absolutely. Oh,
Switchboards, thank you, Drea. And with that, I think we're a little over halfway, so I think we'll go to break. We'll come back with dusk and night phase, I think. Uh, so we'll be back in 10 minutes. Everyone, please stick around. And
all
we
you,
return.
Aaron.
Oh, sorry. I was watching the stream for the queue. I don't know
Oh,
why.
the stream's always offset by like
Yeah,
5 seconds.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, exactly. I don't know why. I know better. Anyways, welcome back, everyone. We are moving to the lovely dusk phase. I don't think there are any moves or keys that need to be done. So the big question: do we want to watch an Odyssey tape tonight?
I mean,
I will say, but before we answer, I want to make one little retcon. I want to change one of the tapes I've given you.
oh,
I would like to change Affirmations 04 to uh, Officer Barker teaches you a lesson.
Let's do
But
it.
anyways, okay,
I would-
one yes
I would
for
like
Odyssey
to-
tape.
I would like to.
Yeah.
I would like to propose that instead of it being retconned, that when we get back to the house, that's just a different
Oh,
tape.
just a different tape.
Yeah.
Love
I
it.
love it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's just been switched.
But
Okay.
yeah,
Oh,
I say
yeah.
we watch. I'm gonna say yes. Let's watch something, unless Elliot and Abigail are still there.
So you don't. So I will say the house on Escondido Street is still viable as a location to watch tapes. Um, you can watch it at home. I don't think you've unlocked any of the other locations yet.
I specifically
I mean-
don't want them to be around when we watch one of the Odyssey tapes. Is
Okay.
my point. So
Kata was just in the studio.
Oh, that's true. You were just in the studio. So you can. Is there one there? Did I miss it?
Yes.
Oh, in the studio proper. There was also a paint the scene I missed. So we'll do that also right now. So Station 25.5 was host to a number of different radio programs, ranging from music blocks to talk shows. Memorabilia from one such program catches your eye. Describe it.
who was doing this?
It's paint the scene, so
Oh,
it is everyone.
it is a paint the scene. Okay, I wasn't sure.
Yeah, it is a paint the scene. And if you're gonna watch an Odyssey tape here, Declan will of course be here and see it. God, I forgot about the special rule here.
Repeat the prompt, please?
Station 25.5 was host to a number of different radio programs, ranging from music blocks to talk shows. Memorabilia from one such program catches your eye. Describe it.
The prompt should be in the keeper now if you need to look at it.
So
So
oh,
no, go ahead.
no, please after you.
So I think that there was an attempt to turn this into like community radio, and so there was a Sunday morning show after the radio sermon, of course, where the host would invite various like business owners or like the mayor and his staff, or like fire captain, superintendent, and just like do like an interview, like, hey, tell us about your job, tell us about the impact on the community, what should people know about what it's like to be you. But like, so the call-in section always devolved into like arguing and name calling, because like, oh my god, the superintendent's on the radio, here's my chance, I'm calling in Deborah. And so, but they tried, and so the city, to try and encourage them to keep going, gave them like a community service award, but it was like super cheaply made. So the brass plaque is super tarnished, it's chipped away. Just by like sitting here, it's already kind of falling apart.
I love it.
I'm going to say that as part of this programming on Sundays, they did a they did a segment that was titled something suitably like cheesy in an attempt to be kind of like funny slash hip. It was the weekly bark up with oh shoot, I just forgot the crime dog's name.
Officer Barker.
Officer Barker, where it was sort of like a public service announcement slash like the crime in town is down, yada yada yada, slash dare program, sort of like ancillary thing. It was meant to be kind of like oriented towards kids as like a don't and remember, don't go near the culvert when it rains, and yada 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 type of stuff. And I imagine there's like an Officer Barker, like chomp down on crime, like cardboard cutout that's still pasted against the wall.
Wonderful.
I think that there is a small, like, plastic crystal ball that is from Socorro Sorokin's spectral seance that she ran on Friday nights at midnight. And it was basically this call-in show where you'd have over the phone on radio seances.
I love the alliteration. I'm here for it. All right. So we decided we're watching an Odyssey tape, and are we going to watch it in Station 25.5 then? If you want to watch it in the safety of Rodenbecker Street, you absolutely can. You can dismiss the kids like from the room. They might, depending on what you do and how you roll, they might sneak a peek. But as far as like them watching it with you, you can make sure that doesn't happen.
So Isabeau's gonna be of two minds. I watched these tapes as a kid, and I'm clearly okay. Clearly.
Yeah, clearly.
Alternatively, because these are a lot creepier than we remember, we could just, like, send the kids to bed early.
Okay, after a couple of kids who've just been caught in a candy horror themed board game land for 10 years get sent to bed early, those kids are definitely going to sneak out of the room in the middle of the night to come watch whatever the hell it is we're watching, because that's what I would do, and I hadn't even been through that kind of situation like the kids had.
Yeah, same.
I feel like we get let's have Casey. Let's have Casey like move the sleepover to his place for the night.
Okay.
Take the kids. We'll watch it in Rodenbecker Street, because Declan has absolutely zero motivation or interest in watching one of these weird tapes in an unfamiliar location.
Sounds good.
But that's my vote.
And
Is everyone else in agreement on that?
I feel like Isabeau is sort of her nightly routine is resolving to drink a tumbler of whiskey, not a whole tumbler, reasonable, and watch a tape.
Okay.
Yeah, I like tape watch.
All right. So I have a couple questions now. First one being, which tape? You have two available, I think, you can watch.
Mm-hmm.
You have Officer Barker teaches you a lesson, or Gorilla Makeover 12, pure white pretext.
I want to watch the Officer Barker one because it's relevant to one of the weird things that's going on with us right now.
Yeah, might be a reason I wanted to switch tapes.
I don't have a preference, so Officer Barker is fine by me.
Hell yeah.
So, second question. You do have enough clues to answer all three of the first questions of the mysteries that are active right now. Would you like to answer any questions?
I would like to answer the question regarding the Deep Lake Lurker personally, but
Okay.
Yeah, I think we can do. I mean, there's no limit to how many we can answer either. So I
Exactly.
think we
So if
can.
you wanted, you have enough. You have a +2 for dog told me to. If you use all 4 clues, you have a plus. Let's see, a plus.
Also +2.
Yeah, also +2 potentially for Deep Lake Lurker, and a flat +0 for Station 25.5.
Yeah.
Yeah, Isabel hasn't really interacted with Deep Lake Lurker that much, so I will defer to the people who have had more involvement with that plotline.
So you'll still take part in the answering as
Oh,
a
sure.
player.
Yeah, it's answer a question is more player based than character based.
100%.
Uh,
So Deep Lake Lurker, we're gonna answer the first part of Deep Lake Lurker. What about Dog Told Me To or 25.5?
Well, first, I think that there's the clue from the morning vulnerable scene. I think I can.
There is
top one.
there is 2 vulnerable scene clues also available. Yes,
Yes.
as well as your truth is out there clue.
I think that the I want to start working on the Deep Lake answer here. Is the lurker a beast or a transformed Jessica? I think that honestly, like the mallard bitten in half clearly indicates like some sort of bestial nature, or at the very least, some sort of like incredibly like hyper violent type thing. The 3 points in the midst of the lake, or the 3 posts in the midst of the lake with the runes carved into them, as well as the ritual circle, those are sort of like what an ancient sort of people on, not necessarily ancient, but like when Deep Lake was first made, they had summoned this entity into the lake to keep it safe, keep it guarded, and bless their fishing and stuff with many fishies for eating. And I think that they summoned this creature to guard the lake, ward off intruders and stuff, but it's over time, with less and less people remembering the original ritual and the creature even existing, it's sort of degraded that purpose to being like, okay, so no one gets my lake. And yeah, I think the map of the nature reserve with the trails that form, the pentagram over Deep Lake also makes sense to that sort of summoning ritual.
Declan, Isabeau, thoughts? There's still 2 clues to be justified, or just thoughts about that theory so far.
I was actually leaning towards the transformed Jessica Stowski.
Okay.
Basically, with the idea that so it's following this pattern, and basically with each person that goes missing in the lake at one of these little ritual sites, that establishes 1 point, and then whoever it is that goes missing is basically trapped in the lake until they catch the next person at the next ritual site, and basically that just it keeps basically passing forward in order to reestablish this kind of pentagram like pattern to keep whatever is there either from getting out, or whatever the case may be. And so like the 3 posts in the middle of the lake would be one of those like points where one of the people disappeared and everything like that. But that's what I was originally thinking. How the baggie of weed and the pinky bone fits in, I don't know.
I do want to be clear. It's the pinky bone, not the weed.
Okay.
Just the pinky bone. It's just happened to be under a baggie of weed.
context.
You can tie that in if you want. But yeah, it does. The weed part does not need to factor in.
Yeah.
I like that idea.
How does that like make it a transformed Jessica though? To me, that just sounds more like again that there's a beast that they're trying to keep in there.
So no, because Jessica was the last one to go missing, and
Mhm.
basically we've come back around to like they need to start the cycle again. And so since Jessica was the last one taken, Jessica's remains or whatever Jessica became is now in the lake until she can take the next person to start the cycle.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, I gotcha. That makes sense.
So my question then is, how are you going to tie in the pinky bone, the mallard bitten in half, and I think the flyer is pretty easy. It'd probably put the flyer there, but the other two I'm curious about.
Well, I feel like the mallard bitten in half would just be prey. Like a meal that she had to abandon for some reason.
Yeah, because I don't imagine her as being like a spirit or a ghost or some incorporeal entity.
Mhm.
I imagine
Yeah.
her being a different creature than human. As for the pinky bone, I want to say that we found that right before Kato went into the water and got the condition of the next victim.
Yes.
So I think that the pinky bone is kind of set there as a like whoever finds this is the next victim.
Oh, I see. It's bait.
Sort of, yeah.
Like a calling card of sorts, maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like
Neat.
they know someone will stumble across it, and whoever does, there you go. You don't have to pick the person. This is just the thing that's going to set it in motion.
All right. So now begs the question: who would like to roll answer a question at +2?
I feel like if I were the person running the game, I would start assigning people to roll this, because I'm just gonna say not me because my rolls are terrible.
I
Well,
mean,
I'm gonna suggest you because you did most of the legwork on that theory, and I think it's appropriate.
I
Same.
think that's a
Yeah.
good Go
Yeah.
ahead. Go ahead and roll answer a question +2, please.
So the number of clues found is a total of
6.
6. Okay.
The complexity is 4.
Oh,
Yes.
nice.
All right. I will make a note. So, you have answered the question. It is, in fact, a transformed Jessica Stowski. And you have unlocked the next question, which is, how does the lake choose its victims? Which is complexity 4.
I feel like Ben answered that. The finger bone is bait. And just use that to lure whatever unlucky camper gets too close to the water.
So I will say you have used your clues, all of the clues on this, the first answer. They cannot be used again.
Yeah.
Oh,
So
okay.
the second answer, your theory was correct that it is a transformed Jessica Stowski, but how she picks her victims is a different answer, and will require more clues. And also, the big man will show up as you pursue that.
Is that a good thing or is that a bad thing?
So that is, the big
The
man
thing.
is. It is a thing.
Okay, all right.
The big man is not an antagonist. He is not an antagonist. I'll say that.
Okay.
He did give you an Odyssey tape last time you met him, so
It's just a fun guy.
he's just a fun guy.
Oh, yeah,
In fact,
yeah.
maybe he'll show up during the night phase. Who knows?
Just a silly little guy.
Just silly guy. So, Deep Lake Lurker, first question answered. What about Dog Told Me To or 25.5? Are we leaving those sitting? I will say Dog Told Me To has been ignored so far. And it will be difficult to investigate it when you're watching an Odyssey tape.
I think we can probably answer Doc Told Me To's threshold question. Who summoned the
Okay.
entity posing as Officer Barker? Was it intentional or accidental?
Yes.
Let's see. I think. Actually, no, I don't think we have enough clues for that one yet. There's only really one of them that makes sense for that so far.
Let me see.
Yeah, take a look. You have 4 clues so far. It is complexity too.
I
Ooh, wait, we
I
have
think it was-
nostalgic clues. We can.
You do have 2 nostalgia clues, and
Okay.
your truth is out there clue. Yes.
Uh,
So,
I think
so one
I'm
so
gonna-
one clue needs to be defined by either Isabeau or Kato, and then one clue needs to be defined by Isabeau.
if I could define that first one, if
Sure. That sounds
we're
good.
up for it. I think that as Isabeau and Kato were walking out after that nostalgia moved out to Isabeau's car, there is a like a trail of like milk bones that leads to a phone booth.
Okay.
Okay. Where should I be looking for my clues? Is it just in the clue list?
So the clue you're defining is when you make a pull cloth from the nostalgia scene you had with Declan and Kato in the morning during
I know this
breakfast.
one's just from the Kato because I just defined that one.
Oh, sorry. So this one will be from you and Kato bonding and serving, quote unquote, serving papers.
I feel like that fits more with Station 25.5.
Okay. So if you don't need to define it right now, I'll just keep a note.
So my inclination for Dog Told Me To is to say that Cassie is the one who summoned it unintentionally.
Okay. So that'll be
that's fucking juicy.
So that'll be the note in Isabeau's journal, the note in Isabeau's journal saying Cassie's next. Okay.
And I think even the Benjamin going all psycho on her car that also tracks. And yeah, the sketch in the phone book, maybe that was like Cassie was trying to do some research and just subconsciously started drawing Officer Barker in a phone book as she was looking through it, with all of this, tentacles and Euclidean geometry and stuff.
Okay.
And the milk bones is, it leads to that phone booth that she drew in that book. Yeah. And I don't think we have to. I think we can probably save the large canine tooth for the later questions.
Yeah, you absolutely do not have to
Yeah.
use every clue. So since I was asked to assign answer a question, I think since Kato was the one targeted by Ben, that this feels an appropriate role, and Kato was Cassie's friend. Oh, sorry.
By Benjamin, please. I'm Ben.
I'm sorry, Benjamin. Sorry, Benjamin. My bad. My apologies. So yeah, and I think because Cassie is Kato's friend from back in the day, yeah, I think Kato, please roll answer question +2.
Yeah.
Mild success.
8.
Okay. So, it was Cassie indeed who summoned Officer Barker. Perhaps it was just those old memories surfacing. I think I know what the complication is going to be, and I'm going to introduce it at the end of the session.
Yay, tension, uncertainty.
So we're going to watch an Odyssey tape tonight. While we're watching we're watching the Officer Barker tape. What would everyone like to be doing while you watch the Odyssey tape tonight?
Isabeau is in her Columbia Law hoodie and sweatpants. She has her glass of whiskey, a bag of microwave popcorn, feet up on the couch. She's ready to do this.
So I'll ask more specifically in game terms. Is Isabo trying to do a nostalgia move? Are you gonna try to investigate anything? Um,
As we're watching the tape,
yes. So you have little interspersed moments in between the prompts. To accomplish, if you want to just chill and watch the tape, valid. You can do that. I'm just letting you know you have a chance to do a move at least during an Odyssey tape.
I think she is probably turning her brain off right now. But in the back of her mind, she's still going over all the weirdness of the radio station and the things that were out of place. And she's gonna, like, try and, essentially use deductive reasoning to figure out what the fuck was going on over there.
Okay, sounds good. Declan Gato.
I think Kato's going to, take those interspersed moments to go out and work on her bike a little bit.
Okay,
Just
sounds
tune
good.
it up.
I think Declan is. Declan's gonna call Officer Cortez and just kind of like run through the details of everything she saw again. He's gonna be doing this while he is in the bathroom, kind of like seeing if he can scrub that blue spot off of his neck.
Wonderful. Right, sounds good. I have posted it in the Discord. It should also, I think Steph might have already put it in to
I
Ether.
plugged them all in.
Yeah. So let me take a look at these lovely prompts. Paint the scenes for everyone. Let's give prompt 2 to Declan. Let's give prompt 3 to Isabo. And the last prompt will be Kata's. So, we'll start off. You put the tape in the VCR. Kids are gone. It's just you three. An installment of the Officer Barker series of anti-crime PSAs that aired on TV Odyssey. It opens with the eponymous officer, a ghoulish William Wegman pastiche with the head of a St. Bernard and the hairy hands of a middle-aged man dressed in a New Mexico State Police uniform. He sits at a nicotine-yellowed folding table before a shadowy constructed police station set. Let's paint the scene. The atmosphere is tense and hostile, reflected in the manic clenching and unclenching of Officer Barker's fists. How can we tell that something is deeply wrong with the dog playing Barker?
Quick clarification: it says with the dog playing Barker. Do we mean the man playing Barker?
Or the suit, because my idea
So
was
you know
for the
those
suit.
videos of people where they have their dog eating food and they are sitting behind them with their hands, like moving the utensils and acting as if they have a person body. It's that.
Okay.
Yes, it's that. 100% that.
So it's the dog. The dog that
It
is.
it is a
the
literal
actor.
Saint Bernard with human hands doing.
Okay.
All
Yeah.
right. Well, so my answer still, I think, would apply. It's just, this is right after the PSA that was Reefer Madness, and it told you how to figure out if your friends were high or not. And one of the things that they really drove home was bloodshot eyes, red bloodshot eyes, and that's what this dog has.
Yeah.
The dog. It might not even be a dog because it has too many teeth. Like it's got like layers of teeth, like a shark would.
Yeah.
We see in this room at the nicotine yellowed folding table, the bloodshot eyes, and the teeth. And as the man playing Barker clenches and unclenches his fists over and over again, we see the dog. There are these wires protruding from its snout as if they were whiskers, but the wires are more like antennae of bugs, always like flitting around.
Creepy. Love it. All right. We press pause. Isabeau sitting back, doing some deductive reasoning. Kato going out to work on her bike. And Declan calls Officer Sanchez. Let's start with Declan, shall we?
All right.
Phone rings. Hello?
Yes. Hi. Lisa, Officer Cortez. I don't. You're not technically. You're on leave. I don't know if I have to be formal with this or not.
No, it's you can call me Lisa. It's fine. Look, I don't know what you did, but that weird mark is gone. Thank you so much.
Oh, fabulous. Yeah, no problem. You said you felt like you were being followed, right?
Yeah, like that feeling's gone. I think I can go back to work. Like, I don't know what you all did, but thank you. You're so amazing.
Yeah, we're glad we could help. Did you notice anything else in the last day or two that might be relevant? Like if somebody else, say, came to us and said, "Hey, I've got this weird blue spot and someone's following me." Anything that you could suggest that would be helpful?
You can give me the. I think this will be a meddling move with presence, but we're gonna cut away while you ponder that. Over to Kato. You go out to work on your bike. It's just minor maintenance. You keep this thing working well.
Mm-hmm.
And you're getting kind of lost in it, just the kind of casual cranking of this and checking this. And you feel a big hand land on your shoulder
Oh,
Don't touch you.
with 6 fingers on it.
oh. I think she like recoils and like scrabbles away from the hand, turning around very rapidly, just like brandishing a wrench.
Noted, Declan, by the way. Forgive me, Miss Fabiana.
Whoa, holy shit! It's you. How the garage door's closed, man?
Well, I make my way around very easily. It seems like the seams that hold our reality together are ready to burst.
Yeah. Like, is that a metaphor for something?
Well, I don't do metaphors too often, my dear.
Wait, so all the cryptic shit that you've said hasn't been metaphors?
You might take it literally if you like. I just know that as you pursue these opportunities, as you look into these weird things, what you're looking for is ever closer.
I mean, yeah, it's typically how looking for something goes. I mean, I guess not typically. Half of the time I just stop looking for something and then it shows up.
You'll find a doorway soon. But first, the dangers, Miss Fabiani. You understand? The dangers first. Here you go. He'll hand you the tool that you were looking for without probably even thinking you were looking for it.
Oh, hey, thanks. Oh, wait.
And as you turn to your bike and back, he's gone.
Huh.
Isabeau. So you're pondering station 25.5. Hmm. Declan, I'll ask, when you make your phone call to the sheriff, are you taking that outside or like separate from everyone? Are you
Oh
in
yeah,
earshot?
I was in the bathroom looking, like using the mirror to
Okay,
try to like clean my neck off.
got you. Cool. Okay. So Isabel, you're kind of muddling over the weirdness of 25.5 and that song. And especially because of who was singing that song. Um, and you're sitting there deep within your mind palace, and your phone buzzes.
Uh, she won't even check caller ID. She'll be like, Isabel
It's
Sanders.
it's a text.
Oh, okay. So actually,
Yes.
she'll probably be like, Isabel Sanders. Hello? Hello? Oh, shit. I'm still not used to this.
So you'll see you don't the number looks familiar, but it's been so long it doesn't pop into your head immediately. But it's just a text message that says, I've been thinking about you.
Ugh.
So yeah, so I'm trying to figure out if Isabeau is drunk enough to be no fucks given, or if she's gonna be on alert. So is there a role that I could make for that?
Um, we'll call it. All right, we'll call it a. Hmm. It is nighttime. We'll call it a night move, shall we?
Okay.
Let's call it composure. What are you afraid is going to happen if you fail?
That it will be her ex, and somehow she will end up being a booty call tonight. Mild success.
So I forgot I was going to tell you how it's worse than that.
Oh no.
Because it is worse than that.
Oh,
Not
no.
only is it going to be a booty call, he will already be on his way over, expecting that your answer will be yes.
Okay. Uh. All right, but so I failed, so it's not that bad. Or I mild success. So it's
Mild,
not
yes,
that bad.
mild success. So, um, so the like you will in that thought process, you will recognize the number, and it is fully your ex.
Okay.
You do know, I'll just say, that Lottie did go spend a day with her brother.
Okay.
She didn't mention anything about saying she's staying with you, but you have the distinct impression that she very much did and might have given out your number in the process. That will be the
So
complication.
I'm going to text who gave you this number so I can yell at Lottie later.
Excellent. So we'll end there and let's do our first prompt. Ben, if you could be so kind.
So I was gonna say for that roll.
I will cover the results of the roll after the first
Okay.
prompt.
All right, because I was thinking about using some, but I don't think I want to do it yet. So okay.
Okay.
So the
If you can do the reverse, by the way, you can have it be in the prompt and then have it happen in reality also. It doesn't have to be it happens in reality and then I put it in the tape. It can be the reverse as well.
I'm not sure if I fully understand that. That's okay.
So for the signal from the other side, as long as it appears in both reality and in the Odyssey tape, it counts. If that's what you were thinking about doing.
I was not. I don't even know where
Okay.
I don't even see where that is, to be honest.
Oh, so when you have marked the sandstone arch, you unlock the question: did you receive a signal from the other side? A signal from the
Right.
other side is when you watch an Odyssey tape, you narrate something into the Odyssey tape that then appears in your normal everyday life. Um, so
Or
it sounds like
something that was in
I
your
see.
normal everyday life that then shows up in the tape.
yes. That's why I was. It sounded like that's what you were trying to do, and that's why I was
I see.
asking.
I see. Um, no, that wasn't what I was going for. It's fine.
Okay, that's all right.
Okay, so Officer Barker tells the viewer that he's very upset with them because they've committed a terrible crime against God and all his angels. What act is Barker accusing the viewer of, and what proof of their misdeeds does he place on his desk? Okay, so maybe I will do a signal from the other side then, because what I'm seeing, or what I'm thinking, is Officer Barker says, "You aren't honoring your father and your mother," and then takes out like a stack of like phone records. He says, "Look at all these calls that you've ignored. Look at all these letters that you haven't even opened." And kind of goes through this stack of like fairly thick stack of papers. It says message after message after message. You didn't even go to your mother's funeral.
Right. We press pause on the tape. So, Declan, you have missed on the meddling move.
I did, yeah.
So you're speaking with the officer. She says, "Not sure what you're asking, but you should look out the window right now."
I don't see what that has to do with anything. Like, I've got this weird blue mark on my neck, and I'm kind of scared. So if you've got any information, if you can give me, and like as he's kind of ranting, he's gonna like kind of just kind of reflexively like glance out the window.
All right. You see, not from far away, right against the window, that same blue scrubs doctor.
Throw the phone through the window at the guy's face. Just
I'm going.
immediate reaction.
I'm going to ask for the night move here. Sounds like vitality.
Yeah, probably.
All right, we will pause on that and have you roll that after the next prompt.
Okay.
Isabeau.
Okay. Officer Barker says that he has to make an example. I'm sorry?
No. Sorry,
Oh.
sorry. No. We're not doing the prompt yet. Sorry, I forgot you were next. I just moving scenes. So Isabeau, you text, "Who is this?"
Or how did you
Reply.
get my number?
How did you get your number? Yes. Don't be a silly Billy. Lottie gave it to me, of course.
I'll have a talk with her later.
Why would you need to have a talk with her? I'm so excited you're back in town.
I'm not back here for you.
Then what are you back here for?
Me.
Your phone rings. Not the same number.
Can I tell the number?
It's what's it? When you start, is it star 76 where you unlist your number? It is that, like, someone has star 76 to you.
What?
All you hear on the other end is slow dog panting.
have a gun permit, creep. Hang up.
All right, Kato. You've been handed a tool by a man who has mysteriously vanished.
Yeah,
Of
she sure has.
what is Miss Kato doing now after that?
I think putting the tool down and trying to figure out how he might have got in or out.
I think we can call that a meddling move. That'll be fun, I think.
Okay.
What are you looking for? Like are you looking for egress and ingress?
Yeah. Yes, correct. One that I maybe hadn't noticed before.
Yeah.
With which stat?
We'll say reason. I could also see composure. Your choice.
I'll do composure because I have a +2. Woohoo! 9.
You will find a clue. Since you were last investigating Station 25.5, I think we'll do one from there.
Yeah.
So you're looking through the garage, looking like, okay, locked. Garage needs to be buzzed by garage opener. You can open it manually, but I would have heard it. And as you're kind of rooting around for various options, you find an old radio, like with the needs to be warmed up as you turn it on. You do not recognize the brand, though. Say it's the brand is Cerulean. All right. So now, Isabel, if you could do the next prompt, please.
Officer Barker says that he has to make an example of the viewer as a warning to all the other boys and girls. What punishment does he promise to inflict on the viewer and their loved ones? Well, so, building on what Ben said, you aren't honoring your mother and your father. Thanks to early morning Bible study in high school. So the full verse is, honor thy mother and father, so thy days may be long upon the earth. And so, if you don't honor your mother and father, you die. And so, Officer Barker leads the viewer through a hospital ward, and it's unclear, like, maybe the set is as shitty as the police set, or maybe it's just some, like, HIPAA violating guerrilla filming. But just showing people in a hospital bed, can't really move, can't really talk, hooked up to a lot of machines, and then cut to cemetery.
Wonderful.
And then at the very end, it's Officer Barker saying, you know what you have to do, kids.
Love it. All right, Isabel. You've just gotten a creepy phone call from someone panting like a dog. How's Isabel feeling right now?
She is pissed off. She is angry at Lottie for giving her ex her phone number. She is angry at her ex for calling her with his cocky attitude, like always. The back of her mind, she's like, yeah, but we had some good times. And she's like, no, shut up, horny me. And she's also pissed off at whoever prank called her like a creep. So
mm.
she probably makes everybody else hit pause on the tape, goes back to the kitchen, pours herself another double, puts an ice cube in it so she can lie to herself that it's okay.
Declan, let's get that night move, shall we?
No, I don't wanna.
What are you afraid is going to happen if you fail?
Um, that I will um, crack the window and thus lose whatever deposit we put down on this rental, as well as break my phone, which is a big deal for cell phones back at that point because you had to
Oh,
you had to do
it's
like a whole background check and like credit and all that stuff. It was a whole thing.
it's so much worse than that. The lovely doctor is going to come in through that broken window and do some performative surgery on you.
Awesome.
Go ahead and roll the night move with vitality, please.
You said with advantage, right? I'm pretty sure I heard with advantage.
I didn't hear it. I did not say. Yeah, I did not say with advantage. I mean,
Yeah, I know,
I do have,
I
I do have malevolence available to me. If you want to discuss that.
Oh yes.
Tell me what you do to tell me how this scene plays out.
So I like as soon as I see him, just reflexively just whip the phone through the window. And it does indeed break the window, shatter the glass. Most likely is going to cost us whatever deposit we put down, but that's whatever.
I mean, our
The
landlord's a douche anyway.
Yeah, exactly. The phone actually hits the doctor like right in the mouth. Basically, it's like I used the mask as a target, and there's it's difficult to really see. There's like because the glass breaks and so the light reflects off all the shards for a half a second. But then after all that, like when Declan finally kind of like moves over to the window, the mask is there along with a single bloody tooth.
Ooh, okay. Love it. Tato. So, you stumbled onto this little radio. As you're kind of observing it, you're like, holy shit, this is weird. This cold, wet, webbed hand grabs you on the shoulder and clenches in deep. It's your turn to take my place.
Oh, right, that condition.
I'd like the night move, please. I think sensitivity or composure, no, sensitivity.
Yeah, I presume at disadvantage.
Well, even if you didn't have the next victim, I'm just going to go ahead and use malevolence to give you disadvantage for this roll.
Fair. Let's see. What am I afraid will happen if I fail?
Yes, what are you afraid will happen if you fail?
I mean, honestly, I think her first fear is that whatever this thing is gonna fuck with her bike. Shit's expensive, man.
Some like vengeful eldritch like monster from the lake comes over. It just kicks over your motorcycle and starts like.
So it's worse than that, because of that particular fear, you will not be merged with this like you. Not only will you be merged with this like whatever lake entity, you will be merged with your bike as well.
Holy shit! Are we sure that's that's bad?
I mean, I feel like you becoming the monster is in general bad.
Help!
Also, being merged with a motorcycle, if you're trapped in the lake most of the time, is probably
Yeah.
not.
They will look
submersible
cool.
motorcycle.
You can't just throw something in the lake and then call it submersible. That's not quite the way that works.
I can try, damn it.
All right, so here's what will happen then.
7, by the way.
Yes. So complication will be, all right, if I can't have you all to take this, and this entity will rend your bike asunder as you were worried about.
This is. Do I want to keep this and have it be a very fun little story beat? No, I think I mask. I think I mark a mask.
Okay,
I would
you
like.
can. I will say, because you're not only researching 25.5, but you're also dealing with Deep Lake Lurker, you can mark either of those keys if you like.
Yeah. I would like to mark. Yeah, we'll do the key of the earworm because I am selfish
Fair enough.
and
All right.
self-aggrandizing.
Poor Jane has 2 keys to narrate when they come back next week. All right, so before we will do the key after this last prompt, which is your stuff.
Hey. After Officer Barker says, "You know what you have to do, kids," the tape, it cuts back to that scene of Barker at the table in the really crummy set. And we see in his hands is a bloody surgical mask that he begins to move up toward the dog's head and starts putting it on. And we see the dog's mouth behind the mask moving, and Officer Barker says, "And remember to be rough on crime." And just before the tape cuts off, we see the individual who's been providing Barker's hands and voice sort of maneuver themselves to reach toward the camera and turn it off, and we catch a glimpse of their head, and we realize that maybe this isn't actually a person, as there is just this singular, multifaceted eye staring from the center of this humanoid head, like a fly's compound eye. But that's the only facial feature.
Wonderful. We'll call that the end of our night phase. So the key of the earworm has been marked. Let's take care of that. Each latchkey narrates a scene in which they have an intrusive thought that will not cease until acted upon.
A flashback.
Oh, poor Isabeau.
So
Not a flashback.
Not a flashback, okay.
I think Isabeau's intrusive thought is like, he was really good at bed and it's been a while. I can do it without feelings. I can. I swear I can. This time it'll work.
Mental note taken.
So like Declan, like there's broken glass and everything like that, and you know this mask with the tooth, and miraculously his phone is not absolutely destroyed. You know, it's messed up, but it's still functional, and stuff like this, for whatever reason, like always kind of like always kind of dredges up this check on your check on the kids, like check on your brother, check on your sister, like make sure. And so like he's basically like he has that initial kind of instinct. He kind of like forces it down. He goes and gets a broom and a dustpan. He's like cleaning up the glass, but it just won't go away. Like this like just call them and make sure they're okay. Like he kind of is like thinking to himself, like talking to himself, like I haven't talked to him in years. They're like I'm not going to call them in the middle of the night. That's ridiculous. Like that would be weird. But ultimately, he does, like he pulls his phone out, and despite the fact that he doesn't have their numbers, like any of his family members' numbers programmed into his phone, he does know them all by heart. And he starts dialing, and he kind of like pauses, and he deletes the number, and he goes and he dumps the glass, and then like goes and starts dialing again, and he deletes the second number, and finally he ends up calling his youngest surviving sibling, and as soon as it rings, he goes to hang up, but then he waits for a second, and then he hangs up in the middle of the second ring, and he puts he turns his phone off and like chucks it in the kitchen drawer.
I think that we see somewhere like in the dead of the night, Kato drives to. Let me double check what this is real quick. She goes to the cafe, probably like a Starbucks or something, that Benjamin Williams works at. And she sits in the parking lot on her motorcycle with her helmet on, her visor down, obscuring her face, and waits for him to exit and lock up. And once he does, she revs her motorcycle and fucking runs him over.
Oh God.
I think we will save that move for next session, I think. All right. So before